Well, a team like ours who has as many 1 point, 2 point overtime games that we've had, you've got to see that there's a future coming and the future is going to be bright. And I felt like, the way we were playing in moments, the way we were, finishing games, even some of our first quarter games, I felt like we were playing really, really well. And I think it's to be expected when this is, kind of our first year together. You got all these groups of people, and we're trying to find ourselves. And I think in the past month, in the month of February, we all found ourselves as a team and individually.
What's your best way of conveying the message now of desperation? Obviously, every game is going to go home, but
Yeah.
not allowing them to get tight at the same time.
Yeah, I've kind of been starting this message in the past about 2 weeks, but just focusing on winning at the end of the day, because obviously, yeah, you do have to win in order to not go home. So let's just focus on the winning and let's put things in a little bit of a different perspective. I believe at our last East Carolina trip is when we started talking about perspective and what things look like to other people and what things look like to us.
Y'all dominated East Carolina defensively, 27 points off of turnovers. One of the best defensive efforts of this season. Is that something that you think you can replicate once again?
Yeah, because that's part of our identity, defense, whether it be turning over in the half court, being aggressive in the full court, being able to get turnovers that transition into points. That's huge for us, and to be able to get paint points, all that starts on the defensive end.
You were the head coach, obviously, of a conference tournament winning team last year, different conference, but what was your biggest takeaway lesson from that?
You can't with different teams, handle things differently, and I think that team from last year are going to handle different things differently than this team this year. Somebody asked me last year because obviously we were undefeated and things like that. They said, "Do you want to lose? Don't you think it would be good to lose a game?" And with that team, I said, "Absolutely not," because I felt like it would have killed our confidence. This team in our last game against North Texas, I think we needed to see a little bit adversity. That's the first time we've ever played in a crowd like that with that type of environment. That's the first time we've seen some of the mistakes that we were making in the game. So we needed that in order to get ready for conference play.
And so when you're in a situation like this where you're not going to have a lot of time to prepare for the next team,
Mhm.
if you do beat ECU, how do you handle that? Are you only looking at ECU right now, or are you going to probably be looking at your next opponent? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, we're focused on East Carolina right now. Once we get to Dallas, obviously we'll be able to watch some games. But we still, and we know who. I think pretty sure we'll know who we play even after that. So yeah, but that's just the tournament. That's just having a tournament mindset going into it. I would actually prefer to have less days to prep because that's less days to think about it.
Madison and Elijah have been great all season. Certain players have stepped up, like Shelby in the last East Carolina game, with 18 points. Is there anyone in particular who's been kind of hyping up heading into this tournament? Like, we need you to step up, and maybe 12 points a game, something like that?
Our rotations have been very important in how we rotate. Sometimes that changes depending on who we play and how they're playing, but I've challenged DJ, Shelby, Hannah, Lakin coming off the bench, but mainly those three, DJ, Hannah, and Shelby, that as soon as they come in the game, they have to make something happen on both ends. Not just on one end. They need to come in and get a steal or come in and get a great stunt, get us an easy basket. Because I think, obviously it's tournament time and we actually have a longer rotation than most teams at this time of the year, which is a good thing. But I think when they come in and make things happen, that's when we see success in our games.
When you look at the conference as a whole, does it feel like a wide open tournament?
It does. I mean, you have to think so when you have three conference champions. You have to think so when you have 2, 3 teams tied for third place, fourth place, fifth place. So I think it definitely seems wide open. I don't anticipate anybody just being able to run through the tournament.
How have you seen, like, how is the atmosphere of the locker room in terms of just not being too tight, still
Yeah.
enjoying the grind?
Well, there has to be a balance of treating it like it's another game, but it's another game that means something a little bit more than the last game. I feel like I'm a very, maybe not coaching wise in games, but practice, I'm pretty even keel. Our players know what to expect. I don't think we can change it up very much. We really scout and report practice, so everything that we do in practice is in order to prep for games.
I know this is before you were here, and this is a different team. You played East Carolina a couple times this year, but obviously they knocked you guys out last year in the tournament.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh,
okay.
Really? Has anyone mentioned anything about that?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that tells you we're just in the moment right now. It's definitely a confidence booster, and it shows that, us not giving up on what we do, us continuing to just push, is now giving us the results that we want. Maddie is somebody, obviously she's from Memphis, but, her personality, her loyalty, not only to the program, just to the community and to the city. I think the icing on the cake would be for her to lead this team. I'm not sure very many people thought that Maddie could lead, just because she's so quiet and reserved and kind of, does her own thing. But I think, what she has done this year is tough to do with records and not only just women's basketball records, but both men's and women's basketball. I think Maddie at first wasn't getting the respect that she deserves, but I think now people are seeing that, how good of a leader and an effective leader that she is, and that, she pulls people in and she pulls teams together, and that's exactly what she's done in her 5th year here. Thank you.